Hello there and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I want to have a look at the Leopard 2A4, and in the second half of the video I want to talk about the upcoming BR changes. So when we look at various different aspects of War Thunder high tier gameplay, it's more about firepower and mobility rather than armor protection, which plays a second role. The Leopard 2A4 looks like it has armor, but effectively, like the Type 90, it's more on like fire and maneuver. The thing is, I like this tank as far as I can like high tier tanks. It's just not the environment that I feel is appropriate for what War Thunder can do. Or in other words, the map are not optimized for high tier tank gameplay. Now this is not complaining about the tank, this is just an observation where you have to find it very difficult to, walk on the edge of a blade that is flanking the enemy, but flanking too wide and then leaving your team to die. And it's also a playstyle where everybody has mobility and everybody has a gun that can kill you, but so do you have a gun that can kill everything else. I like the tank overall. It's actually slightly fun for me, which is actually a huge, oh my god, this tank is awesome for, what I usually say if somebody else would say it. Upgrades. Well, it's basically the very same for the first two shells than the Leopard 2K, and armor wise it effectively is the same. So DM12 heat shell, 650mm of penetration, decent muzzle velocity, decent post penetration damage effect, but versus a lot of the tanks with era or composite armor, they can withstand it, except an unupgraded T64A and B, where you just can lol pan and detonate their armor rack through the front glacis. The DM13 is the exact same as far as I know as the Leopard 2K, and as a tier 4 upgrade we have the DM23 that gives you a bit more performance then. But I think in most case scenarios this shell would do the very same. However, you have a significant advantage compared to the Type 90, which has a much better shell on paper, but on the other hand it has to deal with the stock heat shell up until rank 4, so the upgrade is very painful and also very long compared to the Leopard 2A4. The tanks look very similar, they play very similar, and I think currently Germany has a very strong top tier lineup, and with the upcoming battle rating changes this will get reflected. I mean, there are quite some very efficient tanks at top tier. You still can use the KPZ-70, the Leopard 2K is a very good backup, that also has the advantage of a 20mm coaxial. You still have the Raketenjagdpanzer 2 Hot. And so I think, you know your playstyle with the Leopard A1, 2K and 2A4. There is not too much different. Now if you can see, we have a bit of armor, even the protection analysis. If you go to the KPZ-70 and pick the APDS at a range of, let's say, 1,000 meters, it still goes through the lower glacis, the upper glacis, and the turret front where the gun breech is, but not on the side cheeks, much on the M1 Abrams. This is like with the 2K, a ricochet zone, so you have stronger armor, but don't rely on it. Don't get shot in the first place. There are so many things in detail that I can talk about. It has a blowout panel. It's fast. I mean, you have still a 1,500 horsepower engine for now a 56-ton tank that gives you, if I'm not wrong, still a horsepower to ton ratio of nearly 30, 28, 27, something like this. Top speed is still not reached like with so many other top tier tanks, but at the end the tank is fun to play. So yeah, but I think the tank lacks the special flavor. Like, what is the huge difference to the Type 90? What is the huge difference now to the M1 Abrams, when all the armor is not that important anymore, when every tank dies by shooting it in the side that easily, where you shoot at the very same spots, where it's all about AP FSDS. It's just more of the same. There is just nothing that I can really hype about it. Don't get me wrong, the tank is very good. It fits the meta. It is kind of the creator of the meta. Together with the Leopard 2K as a backup, and how Germany plays now versus some other tanks, you have a good win ratio. You win a lot of games, but you don't get the exceptional games. You can be okay with 3-4 kills, and you have to drive very aggressively. It's all about about spawn camping, suppressing the enemy team, and just taking the front line from the side, and then just letting the enemy team crumble. It's just more of the same. But again, the tank is not bad. Another aspect is the historical accuracy. Now, I'm not here an expert, but I was told by people that know their stuff, and it's not just the very same person over and over again. No, the armor is wrongly implemented, and the shells are wrongly implemented. Things are about to change for the model and for the ammunition by the end of the year, as far as I was told. And furthermore, battle ratings will change soon. And now I want to show you some gameplay, and later on we just want to have a look at the upcoming battle rating changes. So now I have a few nice scenes from various different gameplays for you that where I just want to show you how it's going. The first scene is very comical. I just rush in trying to save here my cap because I'm a big noob and try to go for the objective, which is the most stupid thing you can do in War Thunder, because somebody is always as fast on the trigger as you, and we both take each other out at a distance of, I don't know, under 20 meters. And then I'm on my favorite map, Kursk. It gives you room to maneuver, it gives you time to plan your approach. There are various different places to hide in an open field, practically, just under the nose of the enemy, quite literally. And I just rush towards C, at least it might seem for the normal person like I'm doing this, but again, you die in caps. That is not so often the case at medium or semi-high tiers, but at top tier you just give your position away to the enemy. They're just waiting for that, and they're instantly punishing you for that. So I'm just going here through this little wood, and then I see a T-64, and we aim for the side, and we detonate the Armour with one shot. Very nice. So the APDS is, or the APFSDS rather, is really nice. And then I get shot into the side, and this tank foolishly tried to angle the T-64B and exposed a little bit of the side. I tried to repair here, and another shot goes into the engine, and I kill another T-64B, and then I get shot here. Now, he is just shooting here with machine guns, and I try to shoot back, but I don't do anything, and I try to abandon here the repair, or I let it finish. I go back, and where I was, then there was the tracer of an APFSDS shell going through. Now, it's not just me, it's not my type of style to retreat, but to go forwards, and then I see through the smoke his tracers, and then I just miss. I aim a bit too high, but before I can do anything, I just, well, get a kill assist, or I should get one, because I hit the T-64B that then got killed by another one. Nothing more happened. 17,000 silver lines and a few thousand research points, being on the lower end of the scale for my team. And the reward, the total reward, is 3,700 research. So here, this is like chilling in the mountain goats mode, and I'm just observing here the surrounding, trying to get in there when something's going on. So I'm waiting for my team to deploy, playing a little bit of Overwatch. If they get rushed, I saw some movement at around A, sorry about this, and I just wanted to get a shot at this guy, and just as I launched the artillery strike, A gets decaptured. The guy in the cap got killed. Yeah, so now there are a lot of T-64As and Bs around, and they just have a nice killing streak. I expected this bush to be, you know, not friendly. And then my artillery strike is hitting home. So then I see some action right next to me. The Raketenjagdpanzer gets disabled, and a surprise here, the T-64A again, and save the Raketenjagdpanzer 2 hot. And so I try to investigate if he gets pressured by somebody else. I think he has enough time to repair. Sadly, I cannot help him. Advanced Gaijin mechanics, you know. And I just move on. I always want to take the flank. I always want to see if I can surprise somebody from the side, disable him, and then ultimately finish him off. I preferably would do that with one shot, but that's not always given. That's not always a possibility. So here, this is a dangerous situation, but sometimes I'd like to take a risk, a calculated risk. And yeah, then we disable here the M1 Abrams. The gun bridge is now orange. I just want to make sure that it's down, and the hit cam was very interesting. And now he tries to retreat. I have to finish him off. And so I try to do it with a shot in the lower glacis, which then I do by the fragmentation being there. And then a T-55 didn't finish me off, and again he shot me in the engine. Very often I get hit in the engine, and I now want to repair. I do not drop speed, I do not drop smoke, because I expected it to be there later. And then I have to interrupt the repair once I have my engine fixed, which is now. And I have to go into cover because somebody just has a shot at me. Planes coming in, and now I need to repair. Now I just need to stay in cover. But again, I've overextended like I usually do. And once you are overextended and you are damaged, you can mostly bail out because you never have the time to repair. You never have the time to just do anything about it. Except in this case, where I then saw somebody else on the enemy team overextending, and I finish him off. But seconds later, that's it for me, because somebody else finishes me off, which is not a T-64A that damaged me, and he actually hunted me down. So now I want to have a look at the supposed battle rating changes for July 2018 post by Stoner, and we can see some changes within the aircraft. I'm just looking here exclusively at realistic, but similar changes can be found in arcade and also simulator. Some planes go up, some planes go down. Interesting here is the Yak-23. In the beginning it was 7.3, then 7.7. Now it will become an 8.0 jet, much deservedly so. And then we go into tanks. And then we see a lot of red, a lot of up tiers throughout all the nations. And that is a good change. So first of all, the two T-64, the two T-64s, the A and the B, go up by 0.3 to 9.3 and 9.7 respectively. Then some lower tier changes. Amongst them as well, the T-26E11, the Super Pershing. That is interesting because that was a video that I made. So Gaijin agreed if they saw it or they, you know, found the same data. Then as well, for the Americans and for the Germans, a lot of tanks get up-tiered. The XM803, the new one, from 8.7 to 9.0. Same for the M60A1 Rise P. And also the MBT-70 goes from 9 to 9.3. The Leopard A1A1 and as well the Leopard 2K see a battle rating increase by 0.7. So from 8.3 to 9.0 and from 9.0 to 9.7 respectively, as well as the KPZ from 9.0 to 9.3, as well as the Raketenjagdpanzer 2 hot. So that is interesting. And all the British high tier main battle tanks, the 3 Chieftains and the Challenger, also see a battle rating increase by 0.3 from their current state. Then also the some of the high tier tanks, MX-40, but especially the Leopard 2A4, the Type 90, and the M1 Abrams will share the top end of the line battle rating of 10.0. That is a massive decompression at high tier. Thumbs up for Gaijin, but on the other hand, that was long overdue. And regardless of which kind of arguments you bring on, that should have been introduced with the beginning of this patch. But I digress. That is a good change. That is what I want to see. I actually agree with the current win ratio and performance of German teams. The 3 Leopards from the A1A1 going on, they see a massive increase in battle rating. They deserve it. They fit the meta. They have the mobility, they have the firepower. They get played in a very good way by experienced tankers. Same goes for some of the other tanks, according to Gaijin. And I think that will help a lot of the tanks from 7.3 to 8.3 especially. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.